Okay, so up till now we have basically completed creating functions which can train our model, which can basically calculate the loss value, which can basically predict an output value by basically passing in an input value of x. Okay, so now it's finally time that we start creating a function which can stitch all of these functions together and make our particular JavaScript file work as basically a unified program. So now before we start doing that, we have to basically start writing some code in the UI.js file.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
And that is because we basically want a way to display the output which we calculate by all of these methods onto an HTML page. Okay, so to do that, we are going to basically use a package which is called Vega or Vega Lite, and we'll do that. So basically, if you want to look at Vega, open vega.github.io, and from this we are going to use the Vega Lite package. Okay, so this package basically enables us to create good HTML5 tables or graphs by basically passing in the JSON data. And this is basically what we want to do over here. So we have the xs and the ys, which will create the initial graph of the initial points, and then basically in the next graph we have to show the exact curve which we have got by joining all of the points, or basically by the trained coefficients. Okay, so then to do that, let's open the UI.js file, and over here first of all we have to use the vega.github.io library, and to do that let's first import, and now we have to import a module called render chart, and we have to import it from, and now let's import this basically from vega-embed. So this is the command basically to use a particular package from Vega embed, and now we have to basically create a new asynchronous function which is called, let's say we'll call it plot data, and it will basically take in the xs and the ys arguments and then plot a graph based on all of those points. Okay, so now to do that, let's first create the function. So let's export a function, async function. Okay, so we have an async function over here, and the function name is plot data. Okay, so just so that all of this doesn't seem a bit odd, I have basically changed the theme of Sublime Text. You can also do it by clicking on preferences and over here theme or color scheme. So this just basically looks better. Basically all of these colors look better on when you are basically recording the screen and watching it as a third person. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get back to our function. So the name of the function is plot data, and basically we take in 3 arguments. Okay, the first one is the container where we want to start plotting all of the data. Then we have xs and then we have ys, which are the corresponding x and y points. Okay, so over here let's basically initialize some new variables, some new constants. So we have a constant which is xval. So this is basically the values of x, and now we have to basically get the data from xs. Okay, and this can basically take a lot of time, so we want to do this basically on the current thread, and we want to make our program wait up till the particular operation is done. So we have to type in the await keyword, and then we have xs.data. Okay, so similarly let's do the same thing for y values, and this is also await, and then we have ys.data. Okay, so then now basically we have to create a new map array. So let's create a new constant, and let's call this values, and this is basically equal to, so now we have to basically map in the values, the x values and the y values. So basically we have x values as an individual array, and then we have y values as an individual array, and basically we have to combine all of them together in a JSON format. Okay, so to do that, let's use the array dot, we have from, and then we have y values, and then we want to map it. So map is basically an object which just contains some JSON data. Okay, so now we want to map the object, so let's put a semicolon over here, and inside the map object basically we want to put in an arrow function. Okay, so this is the basic syntax of an arrow function. We have a pair of round brackets followed by an equal to and an arrow, which is basically a arrow which is pointing in a particular direction, and then we have these curly brackets. Okay, so now inside the round brackets we basically have to take in some arguments. So let's take in y and I. Okay, so I is basically just the index of the particular value which we are referencing. This is again a type of loop in JavaScript. Okay, so let's go on the new line, and over here basically we have to give out the JSON format of our particular variables. Okay, so first of all let's return, and now we use curly brackets so that it is in the JSON format, and the JSON format basically has something like a name, then we have a colon followed by some value. Okay, so this is the basic structure of a JSON format. So the first name which we want to pass on is the x value, and then the value which we want to pass for the corresponding x value is basically the value in the array of the x values array at the ith index. Okay, so let's do that by typing xval, and then we have square brackets followed by I. Okay, so this is how we are giving out the x value. So similarly, let's pass on the I values inside the JSON creator, and over here we have y values, and then we have the ith index. Okay, so with this we have basically created our values constant, which is basically a JSON holding in the data from these x and y values. And now it's finally time that we create a function which can basically call Vega embed and start plotting the data onto our HTML file. Okay, so we have to yet implement the index.html file. We'll do that shortly, but for now let's basically create a new variable which will be called as spec. Okay, so now basically we have to declare all of the initial configuration points. So let's create a new variable constant called as spec, and this is basically equal to, so now we again have to specify this inside JSON format, because over here we basically have to provide JSON syntax, and then we'll basically get a graph of whichever style we want. Okay, so over here let's first add in curly brackets, let's add a semicolon after this, and now over here we basically have to work on the same structure of a name, and then we have a value over here. Okay, so let's remove this, and now let's first type in our very first parameter, which is basically the type of framework which we want to use from vega.github.io. Okay, so to do that, inside the name section we have to put in the $sign followed by schema, and then over here we simply have the URL of the Vega Lite package. So let's first copy this, and let's paste this over here. So let's paste this over here. So now we have https vega.github.io slash. Now basically we have to put in schema over here because that is what we are referencing. Then we have vega-lite, and then basically after this we have to refer to the API. So to do that we have v2.json. Okay, so the entire command is https vega.github.io slash schema followed by slash vega-lite, and then we have a slash followed by v2.json. Okay, so after this we have to put in a comma because we are entering a new value inside our JSON. So now the next parameter which we want to specify is the width and then the height. Okay, so we have the width over here, and basically this is the width and the height of the graph which we want to create on our HTML page. Okay, so the width over here is 300, and similarly the height is also 300. Okay, so height is 300. This basically gives us a square of 300 by 300 pixels. Okay, so then we basically have to put in the data, basically the content which we want to plot onto a particular graph. So over here the parameter name is data, and over here we have to now again give in a nested JSON object, which basically means that you have a JSON object inside a JSON object. So over here we have again round brackets, and now we again have to provide a name followed by a value. Okay, so over here we have values, and then we basically have to pass in the values variable. Okay, so let's put a comma over here, and then now we basically have to put in a mark. Okay, this basically tells us the type of object which we want to display on the graph. So currently we basically are only displaying the initial points which we have created using the data.js class. So over here if we look, we have a number of points over here. So these many number of points are actually created, and our task is basically to plot those points. Okay, so initially the mark will be of type point. Okay, and then we basically have the encoding type. So inside the encoding we again have a nested JSON object. Okay, so over here let's go on the new line again, and over here now we basically have to pass in the x and the y coordinates. Okay, so over here the first one is x, and now inside the x coordinate, basically the x name, we basically have to again insert a nested JSON object, and over here inside the JSON object we basically have to enter two new parameters, which are the field and the type. Okay, the field basically tells us about the axis where we want to display these particular values, and then we basically have to give the type of the value, which is quantitative in both the cases. Okay, so over here we simply have field, and this is basically equal to the value of x, and then we have a comma because we are putting in a new value, and over here we basically have the type, and this is basically equal to quantitative. Okay, so we have quantitative over here. So now we have basically initialized encoding name for a parameter, and then we have a nested object inside of it, and which takes the very first parameter as the x, and then the value of that particular parameter is the field and the type. So inside the field we again put in x, and inside the type we put in quantitative. Okay, so let's put a comma over here, and let's copy all of this. Let's go on a new line and let's paste this. Because we have to do the same thing for the y coordinate. Okay, so over here let's first remove the comma, So now over here, let's change the x to y, and inside the field we also have y. Okay, so now we basically have created a quantitative type x and y encoding. So this basically completes the declaration of our spec variable, and now all we have to do is we have to basically return a value from the entire function. Okay, so this function, the export plot data function, is basically ending over here, and finally we have to return a new value which can be used on to our HTML5 page, our index.html page. So let's return something. So now in return we basically have to give out a new render chart. So this is where we actually start building in the graph by using in all the variable the constants which we have just created over here. And now the first thing which it takes is the container, and then we have the spec values. So we have the specifications over here, and then we basically have we have to provide an action JSON over here again. So this is a JSON followed by the name, which is actions, and this is basically set to false. Okay, so these are some pre-built method into the vega.github.io or the Vega embed library. So now let's put a semicolon after this. And yes, so with this we have completed the first part of the plot data function or the plot data file, and in the next part we'll be plotting on a line as well with these particular points.